Good morning, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy day to join me. I really appreciate that. Hopefully, you're just getting to your day, you know what I mean? And I wish all of you out there the very best, Seriously. Okay, so I wake up this morning, and as I do every day, you feel me? I kind of like think about stuff, I don't know if this is like a normal thing, but I'm like, hey, and I've decided that I'm going to make a stand. So here's the thing, right? You know, I am an advocate for standing up for what you believe in, obviously, like without question. Sometimes those beliefs, have consequences, it's just a thing in life, and I find myself at a crossroads, right? Just because I've had the same roommate, this guy. He's been taking care of me essentially, as like a big boss partner would, and that I'm indebted to this man, and it means a lot to me, from that perspective. I don't think I've ever had a platonic professional business relationship with another man that I've valued so much, not just because of the opportunities that have been presented to me, but just because of the person behind it, And I think it's been about 10 years since I've known this cat, and we've got real close. He means a lot to me. He's like a brother, you know what I mean? I don't know anything and everything about the guy, but what I've learned about him, I absolutely just think he's a good guy, And it's unfortunate because sometimes my perspective is a straight man's stupid perspective in life, right? I was born a part of the dudes club, the boys club, And I I'm pretty prideful about that, it's important that men, especially, from my perspective, build strong and lasting relationships with one another. Because otherwise, all we do is end up fighting. It's like literally all we do is fight if we don't get along, kind of a thing. Unlike women, I'd say, who can kind of not get along and still, mind their P's and Q's as it concerns their social circle or whatever. And I feel like sometimes it's harder for men to do that. But one thing I'm tell you I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna sit here, and let somebody that I care about get like ripped apart by some random woman because of her, exorbitant needs. I've said this publicly on the program before, right? And now I just don't even care anymore. I hate this woman. This woman is making my life incredibly difficult. Have you guys like seriously like you live with the roommate or something and like you know them pretty well, right? And then somebody new comes into the picture and all of a sudden things are different in that, not in a good way. Like if good stuff was going down, I'd be way supportive of it, you feel me? But like I find myself in the middle of a situation where this grown senior citizen woman is using my roommate, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like it bothers me to my core because I know how good of a guy this dude is, and the fact that there's some random person out there trying to exploit, and take advantage of a really good person. It bothers me. It just bothers me to no end. So, I wish she would stop. Like, I wish she would, like, get the message that, like, nobody likes her, like, she should be lucky that my roommate gives her the time of day. And that's like again not just a me opinion, but like it's a common community opinion held by many of her own peers that she used to live by, you feel me? So like again, it takes a lot for me to finally just be like, whatever, because I'm naturally a nice guy, like seriously, like unless people like push my buttons, I'm not overtly mean. I have a period of about an hour when I wake up where you don't want to talk to me. But again, I've communicated this, thoroughly for like going on 2 decades, that I'm not the person to talk to an hour after I wake up. Like, and I feel like, I made a Facebook post about this maybe like 7 years ago, and it was like the most popular post I've ever posted on Facebook in terms of just like my friends understanding that I'm not a Richard. I just don't want to talk to you for the first hour that I wake up. That's it. Like it's not just it's everybody. It's no non-discriminatory, in that like I really try to tell people like if you talk to me when I wake up, I'm not going to be pleasant, like again, and it's no slight to you or whatever, but I say these things because like, you know, behavior's predictable, you know what I mean? Like I'm the same guy that's been living with this guy, for close to a decade on and off, right? Like in vital parts of my life. And so I can say that I know him pretty well. And I can say that despite what newcomers think, and this is kind of like my frustration, right? It's because how often in life do we see our friends get into situations where like the person that they're in a situation with is clearly taking advantage of them? I take offense for a couple of different reasons, right? And one is that this happened to me like last year for 3 years. I had a senior citizen grandma old lady gold digging me. You feel me? Like she didn't even like me, right? But obviously people like gifts and people like booze and people like whatever, right? I mean, seriously, it's so stupid. It's like, somebody doesn't want to be your friend because they don't like you, and all of a sudden you have a six pack and everybody's like, oh, hey, it's like, what is wrong with you? Like, seriously, what is wrong with you? Is that how this relationship works? Unless I'm not constantly gifting you something, or your chore boy, or doing favors for you, or like, I mean, what is this? Am I like your freaking caregiver, or are you a grown adult who's capable of doing things on their own, and I'm just here as like a normal functioning human as a part of the experience? Or did you hire me for free help? Like not all the while using and exploiting my freaking my physical labor and me, but then taking from me financially too, right? It's sort of like, and then gaslighting me. You understand what I'm saying? Like treating me like I'm an infant. Like, oh yeah, I'll be there to pick you up at 8. Like without even asking. This kind of behavior is toxic. Seriously is. And old lady, stop it. You're really starting to make me mad. And honestly, like, I don't go out of my way. I'm not like kicking up dust. I'm not, but like, if you come into our home again, dude, I'm gonna let you know how I feel about you and taking advantage of my roommate. And that's it. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I don't care. I can't express this to the public more clearly in that, like, when you see something going down that's bad, you do something about it. You feel me? That's it. You do something about it. And once you do that thing about it, then you worry about what's going to happen after. Because if you don't do something, you feel me? Like you're going to be stuck holding the bag and wondering why your whole life things have never changed and people continue to come in and out of other people's lives that you care about just to take advantage of them. I have no problem speaking the truth. Seriously. I mean, honestly, I have no problem. One, because half the people I meet aren't going to like me anyway. And two, the people that don't like me for me, pointing out their flaws are in fact probably the worst people that I don't even want anything to do with. Like, hate me, I don't care. Seriously, I have better things to worry about. One thing that is currently affecting me, right, is this lady, right? So, it's too bad she's not a real friend and supportive and doesn't watch the vlogs that her friend's roommate makes, right? And instead comes into our apartment to make the dude feel bad, question, and again, that bothers me because my roommate is a good guy. So stop it. Stop it. Seriously. Old lady, stop it. I'm done. You feel me? One day there will be a time maybe where you watch this video, and I hope that you understand that you're a terrible person. That I've tried to make it clear to you as a nice guy that I don't want you around. And now, seriously, you've crossed the line. Like, I don't care if you're old enough to be my grandma, if you're older than my parents. I don't care. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. Stop gaslighting my roommate. That's it. That's it. You feel me? Because if you don't stop, you're going to have your feelings hurt real bad. And again, it's not like I haven't warned you. Stop. Please stop. You're making a grown man who's a decent guy feel like, I don't know, like he's stuck in the middle of some, and I can't even speak for the guy, but I can see him. You know what I mean? Because I live with him, right? So I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm done. And as far as like being politically correct goes and being respectful, I will publicly advocate and always say this. Yeah, those things are demanded of you. You know what I mean? Like that's societal expectations. That's the norm. You treat people with respect and, you try not to be mean to them. But hey, when people clearly keep pushing you and pushing you, you know what I mean? Yeah, say something. Say something. Because if you don't say something, you're just as guilty as they are. And I'm not about it. I need my hands clean. I'm not guilty of anything. You feel me? If there's only one thing that I'll ever be guilty of, it's telling the truth. And if I'm going to be punished for telling the truth, then so be it. It's not like I have anything else to lose anyway. So, like, yeah, like we want to get real about that and stuff. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't care about anything. There's a reason why I don't care about money. Because, like, once you care about that stuff, people use it against you. You feel me? So, like, try using that against somebody who doesn't care about anything. Who literally models their life after nothing. Like, I mean, hey, we all need challenges every once in a while, and I always welcome them because nothing will ever change me. That's it. Not even when I take time out of my own life to mess it up for myself, which I have done in spectacular fashion more than a handful of times. But you know what? I'm responsible for my actions. I'm an accountable person. I'm not stupid. I know what happens when I do something, and I it's pretty safe to say that I can anticipate what my expectations are. You know what I mean? So like pretty simply, if I'm good to people and if I'm nice to them and if I have a good attitude, then I'll be okay. Not everyone's going to like you. It's still fine, but you've made your peace and you've moved on. When people continue to try and destroy the things that you've built, whether they're relationships with your friends, whether they're relationships with your roommate, whether that's making sure that the home that you reside in remains toxic free, because again, like the world is full of toxicity, and it's real important that when you come home, there's the least amount of toxicity possible. Honestly. Because otherwise, you just get angry roommates ranting about old grandmas who gold dig because they've been unable to learn in their 60 plus years of living how to not treat people. You know what I mean? I can't go back in time and make these old people learn how to treat people, but I am not going to stand for it. I will not stand for it. They can be 70 years old. They can be 17 years old. If you're doing something wrong, you will be called on it. That's it. So behave. Holy potatoes. Like, is it this complicated to treat people with respect, to not gaslight them, to not exploit them, to not use them, to not use false omissions in that, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm not a gold digger, I'm your friend. Do you have any Mary Jane? I'm your friend. Will you go to the store with me? I'm your friend. Will you carry this for me? I'm your friend. I don't listen to anything you say at all other than what's coming out of my mouth and how you respond to that in a yes or a no. But hey, yeah, this is all about me. Seriously, get away. Like, I'm done. I'm done. That's like behavior of a 4-year-old child, right? And I'd instead rather behave like a 36-year-old guy that has nothing to lose, that has no problems stating the truth, and forevermore will always be this way. I mean, you think I ended up like this out of just my own reason, my own decisions? I was like, hey, I'm gonna be 36 years old, unemployed, sitting by my desk, talking about nothing. Actions have consequences, trust me. And for 1 second, if I wasn't able to safely admit that, I mean, I don't know, I'd be working at Wells Fargo as their chief executive, like, little loan officer for my local branch, quite literally. But guess what? I have a conscience, and I'm not willing to sell it out for anybody or for anything or for any amount of money ever. You can put that down, you can bet, because I've seen it, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Money does not matter. Using people, exploiting them, I mean, holy potatoes. This is like you're taking tricks out of the playbook that were written thousands of years ago. You know what's tough? Being good to people. You know what's tough? being a person's actual friend. You know what's even more tough is being accountable for your own actions as it concerns their effects on relationships, whether that be financial or, anything else, right? Because accountability is half the battle, right? Transparency is everything. Like, so whatever. To all you old people out there who seriously think that they're going to continue to get by in life, like with nobody saying anything and calling them out on their stupid behavior, good luck to you. Seriously, like, consider consulting your doctor, because people tell you to stop doing something and you keep doing it. Like, yeah, there's gonna be problems, honestly. Like, what else would you expect? Seriously, like, would you expect something different? Because as far as I know, if you continue to repeat something in expectation of that answer changing, even though you know it's going to remain the same, I think that's insanity. But again, I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm literally a dude behind his desk talking about nothing. So, old lady, you're done. It's done, right? I'm not doing it. You are free from creating toxic environments in this apartment. I'll tell you that much. So try me. Try me. Seriously, because all you're going to end up with is a bunch of hurt feelings, because I've tried to clearly convey to you that how you're treating my roommate is wrong. Okay? It's wrong. Right? And that's it. That's it. We're done. Conversation over, moving on. Seriously. Thanks for, taking advantage of my roommate. What, maybe $1,000 under the hole? The guy goes out of his way to do all kinds of stuff for you. Should he send you an invoice now for all the labor you've made him do and then made him feel bad for it some kind of a way because of your little condition or something? What is wrong with you, by the way? Because you have, as far as I know, like, what is wrong with you? All right. I hope that you guys have a really good day. Thanks again for watching the show. I know that we have a lot of new viewers and new subs, and I really appreciate that. This is Vlogs About Nothing. I talk about my life. I talk about things that happened to me. You know what I mean? And this is kind of, yeah, this one's touching on some real personal stuff, just because I'm absolutely sick and tired of this woman, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not. Nope, I'm not. Because I have for a long time. I've sat here and said nothing, right? I've said nothing while you've continued to walk into my apartment and take advantage of my roommate. Like, okay, all right, well, good luck with that again, because this guy's decided that it's not going to go down. So, there's always that. All right, I hope you guys have a really good day, okay? And yeah, don't worry about me. This thing's been going on a long time, right? And again, I've tried desperately to like this woman, but this woman cannot be liked. And sometimes people, like, they're so into themselves. I'm not even that narcissistic. Holy potatoes. There are some people who are just like, wow, and nothing that you do will ever change them. Keep that in mind. Nothing you ever do will change the way that person behaves. The only time that person will ever change is when and if they finally decide to grow up. But for all intents and purposes, if these people are old, divorced, single, their children don't want to be around them, take some clues, right? Like, a bad person in 1980 is quite often literally still a bad person in 2024, right? Because again, it takes a real person to change. And quite honestly, again, I mean, most people don't ever make the time to make that change, which is why they are in the situations that they are in. I mean, I'm in no bad situation other than the fact that I'm in debt and, chronically unemployed. These are my consequences for my actions, and I accept them fully. I will always accept them fully, but I'm still trying to do something about it. You know what I mean? Even the guy that says do nothing is still trying to do something about it to make it right, because even I know better. Even I know better. Wow. So I hope that you guys have a really good night, a really good day, and thanks a lot for watching the channel, okay? Seriously, I really appreciate your time. Bye.